Well, I just got my new MacBook M2 Max here, and I'm using it to replace my 5-year-old iMac. I've been running 3 monitors on my iMac here at the office for quite some time, and so I wanted to be able to run 3 monitors on my MacBook, and I was trying to figure out which monitors I was going to buy. So that started down this long process of looking at all the great options. Of course, there's an amazing display from Apple, their Studio Display, which has an awesome price tag to go with it. But it also does have a couple drawbacks. And if you're just using traditional office work, you may not need some of the fancy features there. It's designed really for studios. So I was turned on to the BenQ display. BenQ is a company that I've liked in the past, bought a lot of stuff for them and work for our clients. They stand behind their products, and their support's been good. So I came across that. It's about 1/3 of the price of the Studio Display, so that was a huge thing. And it has this loop through on the Thunderbolt. So what's cool is that I can actually daisy chain 2 monitors together. So that was a huge plus that you can't do on the Studio Display. And I stumbled across this Samsung display, and it's about half the price of the BenQ, so it's a 1/4 or a 1/5 of the price of the Studio Display. It also has a daisy chain port, although I'm daisy chaining through the BenQ right now. I was afraid I wasn't going to like it, frankly. I was like, this seems too good to be true. It's going to look like crap. I'm not going to like it. But all in all, I think that it might be the winner for me. There's a handful of advantages on it. Namely, it's got some of these are minor things, but the Thunderbolt 4 cable that it comes with is much longer that I can actually get between the monitors or my computer with versus the Thunderbolt 3 cable that comes on the BenQ that is much shorter. I'm not even sure it's long enough to daisy chain. As far as looks, I mean, the BenQ's got a larger base versus the Samsung. So maybe if you're somewhere that you're worried about it falling over, that might be a bigger thing for you. It's certainly more sturdy there on the BenQ. One of the neat things that I really like about the Samsung here is that it actually has an Ethernet port right here on the back of the monitor. So it makes this a little more like a dock. It does have an HDMI port, and this is your loop through your daisy chain on the Thunderbolt. It's also got a couple USB-A's there up on the top for you. The BenQ does have a couple more traditional inputs as far as video is concerned. You got your pass-throughs there. You got 2 HDMIs, a display port, and then it's got these USBs down here. It does have a neat feature with a KVM. So if you have 2 computers, say you've got a laptop and a desktop, you can potentially switch between those with their little hot key puck thing here. So that's kind of a neat feature that might be useful for some people. They want to be able to switch between one desktop and another. But let's see. The Samsung puts out 90 watts of power to the laptop, which is nice. The BenQ only does 65 watts. Frankly, unless you're doing some really heavy work, I think that's probably enough power, even for the 16-inch MacBook. It certainly was enough to power mine up here. If your battery's dead and you're trying to charge it fast, obviously that's going to change, what your experience is there. But in those cases, you could pull out your 140-watt brick or whatever Apple supplies. But yeah, anyways, 2 options for you. There's lots of monitor options out there, but I would certainly check out the Samsung is an option for you. I think it's in the price range that it's reasonable, and for office work, I think it does good. The BenQ probably is a little more color accurate, but for most office workers, that's just really not going to impact anything. So, hey, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will certainly get back to you with my experience with that. And have a great day.